Dr. R. Prabhushankar sir, a professor of GRG School of Management Studies, who have rich experience of 8 years in the industry and 24 years in academic. He has been a project engineer and a project head for diverse civil engineering projects with proficiency in digital and retail marketing, consumer behavior, operations management, and supply chain management. He actively fosters industry academic collaboration taught through initiatives like Corporate Connect, Academic Connect, and Dialogue. He was instrumental in initiating the Entrepreneurship Development Cell and Institutions Innovation Council, driving e-connect programs, panel discussions, and business plan workshops. His research has been published in esteemed national and international journals and conferences. He guides scholars at Bardia University and provides support to industry professionals. He has been the recipient of Best Faculty Awards and Discipline Satire Award and is an NPTEL motivated learner. And he also holds the esteemed SET qualifications. Once again, I welcome you all for a Monday Musing. Thank you.
Thank you, Dhanushya. Over to you, sir.
Let me share my screen. Is my screen is visible, madam?
Yes, doctor, it's visible.
Okay. So, good evening to one all present here. First of all, let me thank the Coimbatore Management Association, the President, Secretary, and other office bearers who has given me an opportunity to give a talk in Monday Musings. So, this topic, the virtual influencers, adoption drivers, and retail implications. Let me first tell about how I got this idea to speak about this topic. Some weeks back, just I was reading an Economic Times article where I just saw that the rise of virtual influencers is an emerging trend in digital commerce. And it further says that what are the adoption drivers of this virtual influencer? How this virtual influencer is overtaking human influencers. And the article further says that the celebrity as an influencer, the trend is declining because the space is filled by the human influencer. Now the human influencer is gradually and slowly replaced by the virtual influencer. And quite surprising to see that there are a lot of, a few virtual influencers, which was launched in China in 2021 and India, Skyra, all have millions of fan base in Instagram. So this made me to just explore more into these virtual influencers and how this virtual influencer can be used as an effective drivers for even for product demonstration, introduction of the product, or it may be question and answer session, product recommendations, right? And so that is the way I got this idea to deliver a talk on this session. So just to look at this statistics, okay, which came in the media, over the past year, virtual influencers gaining popularity in India. That's what I said. So Gaira, one of the first virtual influencers, it was launched in 2022 and has more than 250,000 followers on Instagram. So they've been used by Amazon and Boat and some other organizations. And she used by some travel organization. She shows about how traveling gives a unique and immersive experiences. And she does yoga and she answer your queries and make recommendations of the product. So everything seems to be the rising, the increase of virtual influencers in the digital world. So the virtual influencers can be reading the news and making demonstrations, and they can conduct. Is it audible? My voice is audible? Hello?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Somebody raised the hand. That's it. Okay. So there are other, as I said, that they can be, these virtual influencers can do whatever the human influencer can do. but it can be highly customized according to the creator or according to the marketer or digital marketer who wants to create an attention, interest, or desire among the consumers. And this can be extensively used to create an immersive and exclusive experience among the customers. Because the brands, apart from the human influencers and these celebrities, brands have well control over this virtual influencer, because it's created by them, and they create in such a way that how to behave and how to react and how to move, the facial gestures and everything. They've been trained in such a way. And if virtual influencer, once you launch in the social media, if it failed to engage the customers, or the customer followers base is declining, or you're not able to get leads because of influencer, it is easy for you to have a change in the way the virtual influencer engages with the customers. So now we are going to see that what is driving this trend, right? And what are the implications of for retail and consumer-centric companies? So that we'll see. So first, let me just basically tell about the agenda, what we are going to cover. So the first one is a basic introduction to virtual influencers. Of course, all of you know virtual influencers, but there are some students out there, they may be knowing about some basic and fundamental. And the next part, what we are going to see is what are the drivers, right, to adopt the virtual influencers. Very, very important. Then how retail companies, organizations, and gradually, or they can make use of these influencers to engage the customers, to create attention. And as I said, a live demonstration, a product launch, live demonstration, question and answer sessions, and so on and so forth. They'll make use whatever the human influencer can do it. And some of the articles I saw that there is a combination of human as well as the virtual influencer. That means a human influencer can wear the mask of a virtual influencer, and he can engage in product promotions or demonstrations, etc. Then we'll see what is the future trends and considerations in using this virtual influencers by the organizations for marketing purpose. Okay, so now under the first part, what we are going to see is what are virtual influencers and how do they work, and what about the benefits of using the virtual influencers, and what are the challenges of using the virtual influencers, especially the retail and marketing organizations. So now I think all of you are aware of that. When I say virtual influencer, it's basically a computer generated character, right? So it's a computer generated character, and it's designed to look and act like a real people. And it can be used for, as I just now said, for different purposes. It's a marketing, product endorsement, fashion campaigns, right? Even for news readings. And so it can be created with the help of computer graphics and motion technology, and AI also can be used for creation of these virtual influencers. So as I said, that compared to the human influencers, these virtual influencers have a better control. Right? The creator or the designer of this virtual influencer can able to control. And you see, there are some issues later we will see. Even some of the reputed company, like I think Adidas, they have canceled the contract with the human influencer because he made some statement. See, whatever you train, whatever you enter into contract with the human influencers, but the time they will start their campaigns, maybe to over enthusiastic or to impress the customers in a much better way, they can use certain statements, or what you can say, some messages which may go against the interest of the brand. So the Adidas canceled that contract because that negative, what you can say, some kind of a miscommunication which created a loss for this Adidas. So the virtual influencers, as you know, once you understand your target audiences and what is the purpose for this, you are using for launching a new product or product demonstrations, and mostly who is the target respondents, that is very important. Maybe you've been using, not as my findings, which says that this mostly can be used to attract the Zen A, that is after the Zen Z category, I mean youngsters. mostly youngsters to attract them to, because they're all digital and tech savvy and everything. So they have a better control. The creator of this virtual influencer or the marketer or retail organization have a better control, and they will be accessible 24/7. And as you know, they will not do any fake reviews thing, and it will not act against your interest of the company. And finally, it's all depends upon how you create and how you what can say the physical appearances or the personality or characteristics you build on your virtual influencer, and how you design them, the way they have to move, the way they have to answer. So all other things will make a difference. So as we all understood, it's a computer generator with the motion technology and by use of AI. Okay, so we don't want to move into the technical aspect, but general. And you can see some of the news I saw in different dailies. In the headlines, you see in China, because this boom of virtual influencers and the rise of virtual influencers started in China, as per the information I am having, in 2021. So look at that. The first virtual influencer, which is known globally, is the Lexi, attracted 2.3 million followers in the first 3 days, and it says about 8 million followers on this Chinese short video app. So this is in your first 20 videos itself, she is able to, she's a virtual influencer, right? She's not a human influencer. So that is the way the virtual influencer is gradually replacing the human influencers, and let us see how the trend will go. So I can just play a video. You can see that it is for promoting a I think a device which is virtual augmented reality, I think. So you can just see that, and I hope that I'm able to play this video. Is it you're able to see, madam, this video?
No, doctor.
Not able to see, right? Okay. But anyway, I think is so no video, no audio, right?
No, doctor.
Yes, madam. Is you able to see now?
No, we can't see.
Hello.
Yes, doctor.
No, sir,
Is
video
video?
not
You are able to
working.
see the video?
No, sir, not working.
Hello.
No, doctor. Can't see it.
Is my voice is audible?
Your voice is audible.
You need to share the screen.
Madam, is it possible to see the video?
No, doctor.
No, sir.
Okay, okay, right. So how to play this? I just inserted in my PPT slides.
Mr. Girnal says, please share the screen, but he's already shared the screen.
Yeah, I'm sharing the screen. I'm inserted a link into that.
Yes, doctor, we can see the link. I
Okay.
think you minimize this screen, your presentation,
Okay.
and then share the other screen.
Minimize the presentation, and now I minimized it.
Okay.
So what can I do now? Okay.
Sir, you can play that link. Maybe you can copy this link and put up in a browser so that video can be played.
Okay. So browser again, but how it will come here when I put in the browser? Okay, just
Yeah, you can open Google and run
Okay.
this.
yes, I opened the Google now and I just pasted the link. So I have to share the screen, right? I have to stop
Yes.
sharing and screen that Google screen.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, so you can give the option share the entire screen so we can see that.
So that means I have to stop this PPT, right?
Yeah, you can minimize this and open.
Okay.
Thank you for helping, Mr. Julian.
Thank you, Julian.
Yeah, welcome, madam.
Better I can stop sharing and share this Google screen, Julian.
Okay, sir. Okay, can stop yeah. Once. Right, sir. We got it.
You got it, right?
Yes.
You're able to see that?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. You are able to get the voice?
No, sir. Voice is not coming.
Okay. There is an ad for a VR headset. So this virtual influence from China has attracted more than 250,000 millions of views in the recent past. Sure, she is sick and by just having that VR handset, so he's able to visualize the birth of new year and she's able to recover from the sickness. So this created a huge impact in China. Now I'll go back to my screen. Okay, so come back to this topic. Yeah, so virtual influencer. So that's what the power of virtual influencers now. And this is the first visual influencer in India. Kaira is the first visual influencers which come in media, which has, you look at the thing, it was launched in 2022 as an Instagram profile. So this is the first virtual influencer and has over more than 250,000 followers on Instagram. And as I said earlier, there are similar virtual influencers in India reading news or making fashion recommendations also. And now this Kaira has been featured on the digital cover of Travel and Leisure India and has done several brand endorsements with brands like Amazon, Prime Video, Boat. So that's what the media information says. So now to a certain extent, we can understand the power of virtual influencers, right? So now basically next, let me quickly tell about how do they work. So basically, if marketer or retailer or they want to create a virtual influencer, first he has to conceptualize the character, right? So the character, how the character, the personality, the appearances, right? How the character will behave. So that is the first one he conceptualizes. Once he is able to, for example, if this virtual influencer can be used for fashion shows, or the virtual influencer can be used for as a travel guide, or whatever may be the purpose. It differs with the, and for example, even the virtual influencer, suppose we are browsing in a website, okay, any Amazon or any other website to inquire about a product and to buy the product, this influencer can guide you. For example, it can guide you to visit to the virtual store. And if you want to have a trial virtually also, this virtual store, the virtual influencer will guide you of how to do trial virtually, right? All this information just saw through the media. So that is the way the creator has to conceptualize the character and to see that the character created with meet his vision. Then design the character. So that is next one, design that the facial expressions, the color, the hairstyle, all other things, it depends upon what type of visual influencer you're designing. So based on that, you decide. Then next one is animate the character. So the animate the character will help us to see how the gestures, how the movements, hand movements, and how they walk, all the things are there. Then you add personality to the visual influencer, right? Based on the purpose of the visual influencer, you can add the personality like voice, etc. So that is the next one. And mostly the visual influencer can be video based or image based, right? Or text based. So it's all depends upon what type of visual influencer you work. It can be text, it can be image, or it can be video says. And finally, once you created, you have to promote the character through different form of social media. So this is basically how do they work. And next, benefits of using visual influencer, as I already told that it's available, and it's available by 24/7, and basically they never tired and sick. Okay, and it can be highly customized. If a visual influencer fails to create impression, or fail to get leads, or fail to attract target respondents to your digital sites, or fail to what you can say, fail to sell the product, right, etc. You can customize it, and you can change the creators also. But you can remember, when you compare with the human influencers, it's not as easy as you think, because you've been entering into the contract, right? And hello, yeah, you've been entering into a contract, and so you're not able to cancel the contract unless you have the the human influencer has violated the terms and conditions and getting them, and you can't customize 100%. Of course, human influencers can create emotions and other things because they have a mass fan base. But finally, ultimate aim is that how this will be useful to create a successful campaign for brand building or brand loyalty, etc. So this can be used to reach new audiences and more personalized experience to the customer. So this is about benefits of using the virtual influencers. Then now let us see human influencers compare the virtual influencers, the pros and cons. As you know, human influencers can create content, and they can go with live stream product recommendations and fashion tips, and they will respond to the customers' question and answers, and they can recommend, and everything can do. But you remember, in before the rise of these virtual influencers in China, more than 600 million people are active live streaming viewers, right? And when you look at that, what is the reason for a decline trend for human influencers compared to the rise of virtual influencers? In a Edelman research, which says that the trust in celebrities is slowly declining. Because, as you know, in the marketing, we used to say a joke. If you pay to the celebrity, irrespective of they're using the product or not, right, they can endorse it. They will say that if you say 2 + 2 is 6, they will also say 2 + 2, some just a joke purpose. Okay. So really, whether they are using the product, they experience the product, most of the ads, it's not the fact that they're not used. But the only thing is, it's a film celebrity and you have millions of followers, and the companies are making use of the film celebrities or human influencers, right? But if a virtual influencer can come and give a demos or product demonstrations or introductions, definitely we will see that to what extent the way they create an impression, the way they walk, the way they talk, the way they dress, right? The way they guide you in a virtual store, all the things, definitely if we find a merit in that, we started believing it also compared to the human influencer. Okay, right. So, and customers may trust human influencers, but as per the emerging trends from the reports of media and thing, it says that brands seems to having a problem of trusting the influencers. For example, on your screen, you can see that it happened in last year. Adidas, they scrapped the deal with the American rapper Kanye West is called, after because he's made some anti-Semitic comments, and because he's a human influencer, he's been engaged in a contract with Adidas. The company reported a sales loss of more than $400 million because of the incident. So they canceled the contract. And Indian government also, they come with stringent laws, especially you can using influencers for creating a brand promotion or awareness or for selling about healthcare and law. So they have to display complete profile of the human influencers also. So this all made the retail organizations or the marketer, they have been gradually shifting to make use of virtual influencers or undertaking research for the benefit of, as a replacement for human influencers also, right? Now, this is also an article from Economist. Nearly, as you see, that 16 billion USD of commerce they've invested for virtual influencers in China alone in 2021. And one of the most famous brand of the virtual influencer belong to a Brazil company, Liu do Magalu of Brazilian Retail Company magazine. There's a name of the retail company, but the virtual influencer is Luisa. So she speaks about product reviews, product unboxing, user tips to use the product. And you see, she's a virtual influencer, but has more than 6.3 million followers on Instagram, right? So these organizations, they're not to forget Gen Z and Gen A, especially the Gen A, the generation succeeding Gen Z, love everything is virtual because the youngsters more digital and tech savvy. So this shows about the virtual influencers and what are the challenges for using virtual influencer. That's one thing. See, if you are outsourcing the creation of the virtual influencer, you are partnering with the virtual influencer, then your partner or your designer may not meet your expectations, or there is a conflict of interest may happen, then your partnership breaks, then this will be a problem for it. Because there was an incident which happened in China. One of the, I think his name is Carol, he's a human being. He is the creator of, he's an outsourced partner of the organization. So the Carol is a human being, human influencer. He was behind the virtual band A Soul in China. The band name is virtual band A Soul. And this band is so popular, and because the Carol is the creator of this brand. And he left the brand after having some issues with the parent organization, the organization where he worked as a partner in this creation of the virtual influencer and conducting shows and demos also. So that is one challenges in using the virtual influencer. If you lack technical support in getting the virtual influencer for redesigning or customization, all the things are there. And look at the rise of, and next we are going to see the first part we covered about the basics of virtual influencer and benefits and challenges. Now we look at that, the drivers of adoption of virtual influencers. So what is the reason why these companies are showing keen interest in adopting the virtual drivers? Look at the statistics, right? From 2000, right? A number of social media users in billions, it's 0.4. 2005, it's 0.5, then 10, 1.6, and in 2015, it is 2.3. In 2020, it's 3.6. So 23, look at that, 4.48 billion. So this is the rise of social media trend. So now, when you go for the drivers of adoption of the virtual influencers, as I said earlier, there is increased demand for authenticity. So you can trust, you can control, because you are the creator of this virtual influencer. You can customize, okay, you can redefine their personalities and their characteristics, and all the things are there. So, and there is a growing popularity of gaming and sports among the young Indians and the global. So there is one reason for that. And now the brand says, they want to have more connectivity with the younger audiences, right? That's what they want by using the virtual reality and augmented reality, and by using even metaverse. You can see the virtual reality plays a very important role. So they can give an immersive and exclusive experience of taking the visitors to the virtual store and guiding and showing the product display, like how a human influencer or a sales assistant can do in an offline store. So there is a reason for the adoption of virtual influencers also. And technological advancement. There is an example of this Lil Mikula. It's an influencer created by Los Angeles-based company Bread. Okay, And if you look at the KFC website and how they are able to build the image of the founder who passed away several years ago. So KFC founders, Colonel Sanders. So they created a virtual influencer in keeping the characteristics of the founder of KFC. So that virtual influencer representing KFC, Colonel Sanders, is used for branding the products and services. So now the brand has complete control. Even use any human influencer instead of the founder, although who lost, but they created that they created a character by including all these appearances, how he appear in person and how he promote the product, etc. So they created a virtual influencer. So they created his personality and appearances and actions. So it gives a feeling that the KFC customers, that Colonel always represents the brand in a positive light. So that is one example which shows about how companies like KFC, they have control over the brand image. Okay, right. Then compared to the next part, the retail implications of the virtual influencer. So how can retailers use virtual influencers to market their product? That is the question number one. The next one, how can virtual influencers help retailers create a more personalized shopping experiences? Already we discussed, but I'll give some more insight specifically for these questions. And how can virtual influencer help retailers build trust with the customers? Now let us see the first question. Let's take up the first one. So how can retailers use virtual influencers? As you know, already think we covered social media, right? So they can create the content, and they can content with appearances and characteristics, right? So they can create and share the content in different social medias, right? Instagram or whatever. Then these content, these virtual influencer can be used to promote the products or build rapport with the customers or create awareness. So me. Then live streaming, how we are using a influencer, human influencer for live streaming. Similarly, we can use the virtual influencer for live streaming. That means to host a show or product demonstration or a new product. All other things are there. Then the other benefit, how the retailers can make use of that influencer marketing. That means here you can have the combination of human as well as the virtual influencer. Even some companies, they mimic a human influencer, can mimic the face of a virtual influencer, but the voice will be the human influencer. So like this, you can human influencer and virtual influencer can join together and they can do it. And nowadays, the companies started using virtual influencer for the advertising also, as you might have seen. And the virtual influencer very much can used in VR and augmented reality to create an immersive experience also. So how you are using these virtual influencers to market the product all depends upon what about your product and who is the target audience and what will be the budget, etc. But the benefits are very clear, and definitely by using the virtual influencers, and the companies, the retail organizations able to reach mass audiences, and they can create trust with the customers. And as I said, that it can have the VR will help the company to have a more engaging and immersive shopping experiences. So this is how can retailer use virtual influence to market the product. And the next one, how can virtual influencers help retailers to create a more personalized shopping experience? So we want to create a more personalized experience. The first and foremost thing, the content is very important. The content is tailored to the interest of the specific customers. As you've seen that the most popular, the Chinese virtual influencer used to create a awareness or lead and to sell the product of the VR handset. So like this, you can go for creation of a video, right? Create a virtual influencer video to market your products or image of a virtual influencer. It all depends. Then it can be used to answer customer questions also, right? How chatbots can be used, but chatbots only, it will help us for answering questions. It cannot be used for demonstrations, live product demonstrations, and it will not guide us to take to a virtual store. That's not possible. but it can, it's possible like answer customer questions, and specific recommendations also can be possible. And further, it says that it can be used to create a sense of community and belonging. That means host a live question and answer session, or the virtual influencer can be used for virtual fashion shows, right? All the things can be used. And as I said, that they can be used to create a more immersive and interactive shopping experience. That is a virtual store, right? So if you're having a virtual store, and if you use this virtual influencer, it will guide the customers, take it to the different sections of the customer. And it also show you the trial room where the customer can have a virtual trial about your apparels you selected, or the garments you selected. So everything, whatever you do it offline, it helps us to create that immersive and shopping experiences, right? Then the other question, the third one, under retail implications of virtual influencers, how can virtual influencers help retailers create a more personalized shopping experience? Whereas the previous one is shopping experience, but this I can give you more examples for that. Look at the Nike. So Nike uses a virtual influencer. They named it as a Choli to create a content. The content can be tailored to the interest of the female athletes they've been targeting, and the content can be changed once you are able to fail to attract the athletes. And this virtual influencer named Chole, the content has been shown to increase engagement with the Nike's female target audiences. And one more, H&M, one of the fashion garments company based in Sweden, they created a virtual influencer called Anna. So this Anna answer customer questions. Based on your questions, they can provide personalized recommendations in the clothing sector. And the purpose of this, it has been used to create customer satisfaction with the H&M's customer service. Even I can give you one more example as on your screen, the IKEA. So they also having a virtual influencer called Jesper to create a content that is relevant to the interest of the young people. So this content they have been showing to create awareness about the IKEA's products among the young people. So this is some examples of how these global companies make use of the virtual influencer. And the one more question I have given, because it will be helpful for the retailer. How can virtual influencers help retailers build trust with the customer? So all the whatever we have seen, they are able to do it. But more specifically, to build rapport with that, the content plays a very important. So maybe video content or image content, whatever may be. So the content should be honest and transparent. There should not be any tall claims like how film celebrities they've been sharing, or any human influencer have been sharing. So that should be avoided. They can be used to build relation with customers. And you look at some of specific examples, especially some of the virtual influencers, they've been used exclusively to build rapport with the customers. This is the Lil Miquela. So this is an influencer who have been used by the brands such as Prada and Samsung. So she is positioned herself as, they position herself as honest and relatable content. So content cannot be, cannot be stated what is beyond the company's offering. So which can help the influencer to have a large followers, and they're keeping a brand name, sustainable and repeated customers, and able to get valued customers, etc. Then one more virtual influencer which can be used for build trust with customers, IMA. So IMA is a virtual influencer. Brands again, Nike and Adidas, they've been using. The purpose is that a positive, inclusive message which helped to build trust with the diverse audiences. There are one more, the Sudogram. The Sudogram is also influencer, has been used by brands like Dyer and Fenty Beauty. It is known for her groundbreaking work as one of the first Black virtual influencers used by these companies. So, and finally, we move to the future trends and considerations of virtual influencer. So, as you see, the rise of hyper-realistic virtual influencer. That means that, as like we have seen a humanized robot, right? So we can't say this is an animated character. And media reports and research reports says that the rise of hyperrealistic virtual influencer, which is exactly equal to human influencer, which will be able to attract millions of followers and customers to your website, and will make them to engage your website, right? And as I said, that the attention formula, like attention, interest, desire, and action also. And as I already said, that use of virtual influence in metaverse, by using, when I say metaverse can be created with the what you can say, the virtual reality and augmented reality. So the virtual influencers can be used in metaverse to create that immersive shopping experiences and help us to engage the customers also. And the need for authenticity. Definitely the virtual influencer will not go against the interest of the creator. Only the creator who was making tall claims and unrealistic claims can be authenticated, but compared to human influencer, this is more authenticated. And there are some ethical considerations also, because somebody may argue that is it ethical to use virtual influencers, but all depends upon how you design, how you conceptualize the creator, how you design, how to animate it, what kind of character you are building, the personality, all the things, it depends upon that. As and when it's not against the interest of the brand, not against the interest of the community, not against interest of any stakeholder. The authors who write these articles, they've been suggesting that the companies, the trend will continue to rise in the near future. And there are some additional considerations for brands, the companies that are thinking about using virtual influencer. That means they'll be in future. So the target audience, that is very important. Who is your target audience? The virtual influencer may not be feasible for all the product where you want to sell. So specifically, it depends target audience like fashion sense or lifestyle brands, okay, tours, travels, fashions, etc. They may think over this. And the budget is very important. Whether budget plays a very important role in creating the virtual influencer, that is one factor. And the creative brief, the creative content, whether you can go with the video or you can go for the image or text, it depends, but the creative content plays a very important role. And how you measure the impact, that is very important. Everything, whatever we do, whether film celebrity, human influencer, virtual influencer, finally ultimate aim is that it can be leads to get more revenue and increase in sales, increase in market share, or create awareness, more loyal customers, more customer engagement, more customer footfall. This is what everybody expects. That is the ultimate aim, whether you use human influencer or visual influencer, whatever may be. So the measurement is very important. So in keeping all this in mind, the retailers, a marketer, have to think of how best they can use of the virtual influencers also. So let me conclude. Virtual influencers, a new and emerging technology with a lot of potential, as you have seen the media reports and media statistics, and the reputed companies start using, and they are getting the benefits of using the virtual influencer. And but they have to carefully consider the trends and considerations, type of target respondents, and how the virtual influencer should be designed to give immersive and experience and engage the customers also. So by doing I think the virtual influence can be successful in the future also. So with this, I'm concluding my session. Now it's open for Q&A.
Thank you, Doctor. That was a very interesting and novel topic that you had chosen.
So,
And it's surprising to see that already it's gaining so much of popularity among the youngsters.
Yeah, basically we know virtual influencer, but how this predominant shift in the trend, only I came to know the recent past by reading some news and articles in the prime edition of Economic Times, and I started exploring by using even Google Bard, Chat GPTs, and what are the other sources. Then I came to know many interesting facts about these emerging trends of virtual influencers.
That's nice that you're keeping up with the times.
Thank you. And
so just one query here, Puneet Krishnan.
Yes, sir.
In terms of the cost involved in using virtual influencers, since it will be completely done through computer graphics, etc.
Yes, sir.
Maybe a fraction of that of engaging a celebrity. Am I right? So that's
Yes,
why.
sir. Yeah. In considering the cost of engaging, see, ultimate aim, of engaging celebrities, as you know, it depends
Instant
upon,
recall, yeah.
yeah, it depends upon the life cycle of the product. Okay, it may be
Yeah.
introduction or growth, maturity. Finally, ultimate aim is that we want to increase our market share. We want to generate more revenue. We want to create more footfalls, right? That's the purpose. So to fulfill that purpose, as you know, the operational efficiency is very important. So in comparing with the pros and cons of human influencer, celebrity, and visual influencer, and if cost factors advantages for the organization, you, sir, you look at the statistics, what I got through media, the
Yeah.
millions of followers, okay? And if a film celebrity, okay, so as we have seen in the recent past, like Virat Kohli, right? For one Instagram posting, is getting crores and crores, right? Later he denied it, but you see the kind of film celebrities, but how much the companies are paying for that? As we come across that they've been paid crores and crores, all the things are there. So is it feasible, and is it they're getting the harvest from their investment is well and good to go for that. But then they have to find a balance of cost factor.
Yeah. So the second follow-up question is, if it is very, it costs much less than actually hiring a celebrity,
Okay.
then virtually almost everyone who didn't have a proper, would be resorting to this. So there'll be a huge amount of clutter, isn't it, in this particular field now?
Yes,
and then
sir.
it will become even more difficult for each of these virtual influencers to find followers, because there will be millions of them now.
Millions of there, but what I think is that, as I said, one example about Adidas, and so if you are developing your own team, technical team, the technology team, with respect to computer graphics or motion technology and AI, and if you have a well-versed expertise team, and a team can assess the market trends and wants and making appropriate changes, I think it is more feasible. If you depends upon the outsiders and if you outsource for this purpose, then it depends upon how you are able to, engage your followers and retain the followers. So, my opinion, as I said, it may create a clutter if the companies are not keen on ethical considerations and keen on understanding the specific target audiences, and so that's what I feel, sir. Because still it is, I think it's only in the early stage. I think so. We are looking for more exposures, experiences in this area.
Right. So, considering that this will become more of a product demonstration rather than being able to bring a brand personality. The reason why companies normally use celebrities is that they want to attract some kind of a brand personality to that particular brand.
Yes, yes.
Which I think may not be possible with this, because this will be a very, very sanitized version. You have no opinions can be given. You have to be extremely careful about political opinions.
Yeah.
And things like that. Like this
Yes,
Kanye
sir.
West example, I have heard two stories. One is, of course, Adidas claiming that they lost sales. On the other hand, Kanye West gained a lot of followers because of his comments, because there are people on both sides of the spectrum. Some people got attracted to him because of those views. So,
okay,
very difficult to actually
finally, media report says that they canceled their contract, right?
And they canceled, fine, but he has got additional followers.
Okay.
Because some people believed in that particular opinion.
Okay.
Because of that, some other companies may actually hire him for endorsements. So
endorsements also.
I mean, there is still, the jury is still out there for that particular thing. Anyway, it all depends on the company's political, philosophy. Thank you.
Okay, yes, sir.
Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I am attending from Mumbai.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So during your presentation, came across a slide where there is one virtual, character by name of Ima, which was used by used by Nike as well as Adidas. We all know that both are competing brands. So just curious to know, how do they resort to one influencer, a common influencer, since they are competing in the marketplace. So if you could throw some light, what was the rationale behind selecting the common virtual influencer? Because normally, if it is a human influencer case, we won't find Amitabh Bachchan doing, influencer job for competing brands. Normally, in the contract, they say that you cannot work for these brand. They sign up with a particular brand, especially competing brand. So how do they take care about this? And who has the ownership of virtual influencer? Is it the brand or is it the creator? Any idea on that?
Sir, in my opinion, I have not gone to further, but what I feel is that whatever the influencer does, it goes positive, definitely. They can get the benefits. It will be good for the brand, right? Or if anything goes, because the influencer, I mean, the creator of the influencer belong to the organization, then they will be responsible. In case even it is outsourced partner, also they will be responsible. I think so, because finally,
yes, sir. The influencer, the ultimate responsibility will lie with the brand which is hiring the creator of the influencer. I think the contract would be made out that way, I guess.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Contract to be met out, and anyway, if anyone who has been affected or anything which created, then I think they can file a suit, right, against the both, or I think the brand also. So it depends.
Okay. So, but how about competing brands using the same virtual influencer?
Competing brands using virtual influencer.
Same, like IMA is used by Adidas as well as Nike.
Okay.
So, what is the thinking? I mean, is it that the popularity which drives, in that case, if it is a ownership with Nike, obviously they will not lend it to Adidas, right?
Yes,
so
sir,
that's why that question of ownership came to my mind. And if it is a third party, then he can give it to anybody. Like today, Amitabh Bachchan can do influencing to one brand. Tomorrow, he can decide to do for another brand.
Yes,
I mean, provided it is admitted in the, I mean, it is acceptable in as per the agreement.
Yeah. But
that was the background for the question. So
yes. Yes. But my perception at the time being is that if Amitabh Bachchan act as a celebrity for a brand, and they should not act as a competitive brand, immediate competitor.
Yes, so there will be always a non-compete clause for a certain period of time. For example, if you remember, a lot of these cricketers used to advertise for Pepsi, and then they switched over to Thumbs Up and then to Coca-Cola. So these are typically 3 to 5 year contracts. Yes. And then after that, they're free to
Right. So that's why the question is: this IMA's ownership is with Nike, or it is with some third party, or is it with Adidas?
I'm just guessing, sir, that IMA is probably the name of the company, virtual creator company. Probably, I'm guessing.
Oh, that's what I wanted the clarification. If it is a character, if it is a company, then they can create multiple.
Yeah, they can make for competing brands, but normally that is also not done.
Yeah. Okay. If that's the case, then it's clear.
I don't know, sir. I think Dr. Prabhu may be able to find out.
That's why the question.
No, sir. I have not gone into that. I just got the examples only, but I have not further gone into that.
No problem.
Anyway, I will look into that and see that.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for clarity. Okay, bye.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mailrajan sir. How are you?
Yeah, fine, sir, fine. So I'm so happy to be here. Before I leave my question, it's a tremendous and phenomenal presentation, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I got more insights in this topic, such a beautiful and most demanded topic right now. My question is, actually, virtual influencers is an essential one, inevitable one, according to present era. But there are some drawbacks are there, especially about emotional connection with the customer, because there is no human essence in terms of touch or feel in this track.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely.
And moreover, unrealistic social standards and fake followers, a lot of dramatization also happen through this. So they can cheat people or coming out with a deceptive promotions. So what is the solution for that? How can build trustworthiness among the customers?
Only, as I said, that in the challenges, the ethical considerations are very important, because whenever we have come across ChatGPT, Google, Bharat, and so many AIs, right? So AI definitely in future in corporate or in management education, they played a very bigger role. So definitely, it all depends upon how the creators of this, the virtual influencers, they have to keep the ethical considerations. If they go unethical, then I think they face the consequences, because whenever any new inventions or any new product, you have pros and cons is there. But if you use it for constructive purposes, definitely you'll be able to get the benefit. And if it is used in other way, then definitely they have to face the problems. So this is, I think we have to wait and see. But anyway, the companies, I think the trend is happening, and it will go as long as they find this use of virtual influencers enable them sales or able to engage the customers. But if that's what I said, how we create the influence, that is important. Again, if we create the influencer, like how you are telling that our company has so and so, what you can say, tall claims, and we are the number one, and using our product, you are able to get immediate pain relief. So again, the companies are advertising like this, right? So it's the same way the virtual influencers are doing now. Then again, you can see the ethical principles is very important.
Exactly, sir. So authenticity related consideration has to be.
Yeah, definitely. Authenticity is very important here. So
Yes,
everything, it may be AI or it may be anything, is all created by human beings, right? So
Yes,
the
sir.
human beings, only the creator, he only conceptualize and he only design and everything is doing. So whatever he is programmed to do, the AI will do. Because it is, as you know, it's created with motion technology and with the AI. So finally, I believe that to what extent it is, you are able to find it more feasible or convenient in compare and approaching human influence and celebrities, and how customers are trusting. That's what you see some statistics which says it may be fake, or I'm not sure, but it came in the reputed dailies only I've shown, like 2.5 million followers, 3.5 million followers. And so we have to wait and see, sir, how it will create an impact. As of now, it's inspired the Gen A, right? Gen A category youngsters, it is able to inspire, and it make them to create that immersive experience. That's what the various reports and which says.
Exactly, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for participation.
So another query, is there any way? Sorry.
Hello,
Carry on.
sir.
Hello?
Oh, sorry, sir. May
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go.
hello.
Yes.
Good evening, sir. My name is Ashika. I'm from Coimbatore Institute of Technology. I have a doubt, sir.
Okay. Your voice is echoing.
Sir,
Your voice is echoing.
hello. Just a
Okay,
minute,
can-
sir.
Okay.
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah. Now it's okay.
Sir, my name is Ashika. I'm from
Okay.
Coimbatore Institute of Technology.
Okay.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes.
From this session, I learned that the purpose of virtual influencer is to inform the customers about the products and its usage. Am I correct, sir?
No. Yeah. Not only for whatever celebrity does, whatever a human influencer does, it have the capability of doing everything, because it's AI based, right? Suppose you want to introduce a new product, it can introduce, right? You want to answer the queries of the customers, it can answer. It can give personalized recommendation. Then if you want to conduct a live session, right? If you want to host a session by using the virtual influencer, it can do. So answer your queries, live shows, and whatever human influencer can do in social media, it can do.
So, sir, we need a technology new. That means cell phone, Android phones, like that we need for the virtual influencing, no, sir?
Yes, as of now, I came to know that the virtual influence is used in social media, right? Social media, especially Instagram, I came to know it can be very extensively used, because as the example shows, they've been targeting about fashion. I mean, in the fashion industry and tours and travels and guides. Even Samsung uses sports segment they've been using. So the technology which can be what is your question?
So my
What?
question is, at present in India, there are still people who do not use any technology or still not aware of technology or not have enough money to provide the technology. So
No,
for them, how can
say,
we?
no. Nowadays,
can
as you
they
see
actually-
that everybody's tech savvy, everybody's having WhatsApp, right? Even I've seen the rural people, everybody started using mobiles, right? And low-cost mobile phones with 4G and 5G technologies available. And nowadays, as you look at the sales through e-commerce, sales through rural areas, okay? So smartphones, they're having smartphones. I think that's what they've been targeting.
Okay.
And specifically, they've been targeting the customers who have been where the virtual influencer is able to create what you can say, engage them. That the target customers only they've been targeting. Okay. So if you don't have mobile, if you're not able to access, they are not the target respondents for them. So they want the people who can active in social media, Facebook or Instagram or any other TikTok or any other apps where the virtual influence plays a role. That is the only they've been targeting. Okay. So
Okay, sir.
later they may expand their target respondents later, but now they've been only focusing on the customers who have been influenced by using the virtual influencer. That's only they've been targeting.
Yeah, I guess, sir, maybe the same company will be on different media, including, television, print, and social media.
Okay.
And straddling all three different types of media so that, even people who do not, obviously it all depends upon the target audience, as you said. If your target audience is youth, and almost 100% is likely that they will be having a smartphone.
Yeah, definitely. And as long as once you created, as long as the, for example, the Chinese virtual influencer or Kaira in India is able to attract target audiences and you don't have any further investment, right? You can keep engaging them. And only thing is you want to have any differentiation in the way she responds, the way she appeared, the way she behaved, then you can go and create once again a new character. So it is under your control. That is what my understanding as of now. But whether, as for the examples which says about the big brands started using, but the small scale retail companies, whether it's affordable to them for creating this, that we have to see. Because we don't know how much cost has been involved. And even small scale retailer, is it affordable having only regional presence or local presence, like a few chain of stores, whether they are affordable, that we have to wait and see.
Good evening, sir.
Thank
This is
you.
Raghuvaran here. Oh, last one question. Can I go ahead?
Yes, Raghuvaran.
Sir, very nice informative presentation. Sir, I have one query.
Yes.
There can be an implication progress, a replication problem might be arising, right, sir? Like same virtual influencer can be created by one creator and another creator trying to create the same kind of influencer for some other purpose. So that can be a problem in future. We cannot create
no. For example, as you just saw the video, right? A Chinese influencer, okay? The same kind of influencer, you can, how you can create, I'm not sure, because you can use it for some other purposes, right? If you use it the same way where I use it, then I think it's a violation of legal rights or patent rights. Once you got the design patent, right? Once you got the design patent, once you Liza's has been created by you and you got the patent rights for that, then I can use the same name and the same creation so that without any differences, then it leads to legal issues.
Right. I wonder, do we have such kind of stringent laws for those things? Like IP is there for other brand production, identity, all those things, but
yes,
for the virtual
characters, Yeah, we have to look in for more information.
No,
but
that would also come under the ambit of trademark and copyright.
That's what
There will
copyright.
be yes.
Suppose you are an artist, you created an art. Okay. Similar to
Okay.
that, if anyone takes the rights for that, then it's a violation of the rights. So once you created a character, once you got the patent rights, okay, and as long as you're keeping the patent rights, I think no one can create the same character. Suppose you create a character like Kara, right? And you can use everything similar to Kara and you use it up, it creates confusion among the brands. So I think it leads to some legal war. As we have seen the product wars between Samsung and Apple quite frequently, right, in the past few years, because they imitated and they created. Same problems may arise if you are, it's not your own creation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I'm not gone into further, but based on my thinking at time being, I would like to share my views.
I think immediately a brand, the moment they create a influencer, they will first get it registered.
Yeah, that's what.
As
Otherwise,
a trademark or
yeah.
copyright.
Yeah, same Lisa, if I use it in some competitor use it the brand, then it create confusion, chars, and definitely they will find a merit to file a suit.
In fact, there is a very interesting one. There is a few weeks back, there was a video which was floating about a artificial intelligence news reader lady in India.
Okay, sir.
And I believe it was challenged that some person who looked very, very similar to that lady, challenged saying that she has been copied by that, and made into an artificial intelligence created newsreader.
Okay.
So, saying that they've somehow copied my features and created this particular virtual newsreader.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very interesting case.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the information.
One upside I see, doctor, is there was so much of body shaming and hate messages going on with real people. Probably that can be avoided by these virtual influencers.
Yeah. Okay. That's quite interesting. Yeah.
Any other questions, participants? Okay, if there are no other questions, Doctor, thank you so much for the wonderful session. Eye-opening session on virtual influencers. And I thank all the participants and all the members who also contributed their views on the subject. And I call upon Ms. Madhumita to give the vote of thanks, please.
Good evening. It gives me an immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for the session to all dignitaries assembled here. I would like to thank our chief guest, Dr. R. Prabhushankar sir, who honored this session with this inspiring thought. A virtual influencer at a time described as a virtual persona which create content, live stream and product recommendation. I pleased to thank President Mr. R. Vardarajan sir, Secretary Dr. N. Ravindran sir, and all CMA members for making this session more useful. Once again, I thank you all for your presence. Thank you.
Thank you, Madhumita. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, all the participants, and an advance Onam wishes for everybody.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much for inviting me and giving an opportunity to share my views.
Our pleasure, Doctor.
Thank all the participants for making the session more interactive and sharing your views.
Thank you, Doctor. Good night.